So you said propaganda, but is maybe there another reason? I mean, why would the media keep reporting something that's not true over and over and over and over again? I've never been really able to figure it out. Maybe you could tell us. You seem like you have the knowledge of what's going on. Well, why is that? Why do you think like CNN, BBC, they report these anti-Israel things all the time?
Well, can I tell you something? The lie of Palestine has been told so many times that people are eating it raw. There's no filter anymore. Nobody is disputing that. And that's one of the things that also why I'm here that I speak really up about is the whole two-state solution. They don't want a two-state solution. They want a one-state solution and they want the Jewish people to leave. It's not something they're hiding. It's not something that they're trying, to keep it quiet. They want a one-state solution. So that the Palestinians, and I even hate that word, the Arabs have done such a good job in spinning the media and showing pictures of boo-hoo poor Palestinians who are suffering because of Israel. They are doing such a good job, and the world has bought into that lies for years. There should be a Palestine. Israel is occupying. How can you occupy your own country? For crying out loud. This is your nation given to you in a covenant to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But there is this whole picture of poor Palestinians who are suffering. Yes, they're suffering because their own leadership are so dirty and so corrupt. No other people has received as much money as the Palestinians. But does it reach them? No, because the leadership are corrupt and they are living in big fat houses and they are buying weapons for the money that should go to their people. So CNN, BBC, and all of these news media are just completely caught up in this whole, Israel is the bad guys and Israel is the big aggressor and Israel has the big army and the poor Palestinians, all they can do is throw rocks. And I'm really worried that's also one of the reasons why I'm here. Because someone has to say what I'm saying now. Someone has to, and I really try the best on my page. And I have people saying, oh my God, I didn't even know that.
It's kind of scary that how people don't know what's going on and they're influenced by the media that much. I want to know if, let's be honest, I mean, because it seems like in the propaganda war, the media war, that the Palestinians or the Arabs are winning. How come Israel's not doing a good enough job standing up for themselves?
You know what? The Israeli people, the Jewish people has been haunted and chased and killed down through history. For one reason only, being Jewish. That's just the way it is. That is flat out wrong and I'm speaking about it. And, I really wish I could, I don't know if it's ever gonna change. And again, I'm speaking as someone who believes in God and everything. But you, and I know Jewish people who hate it when I say this. I was just writing a blog about this yesterday. You are the chosen people. Whether you like it or not, you are what God has put aside and singled out from all of the nations. You are the ones. And for that reason, you're hated by everybody else. That's just the way it is. I'm sorry. So in one way, I feel led to say you can't do anything because the hate and the propaganda against you is going to keep coming. But it doesn't mean that we are not, and that's one of the weird things that I really feel. I have to speak up about. I have to speak up. I was caught in the middle of Damascus Gate. I was walking to Damascus Gate. There was 800 Palestinian youth there, PLO flag, because they were demonstrating, because the Israeli government last year had banned some of the books they were using in their schools. We have seen what they are being taught. If you have 10 Jew pigs and you kill 5, how many survive? I mean, that's the lie and the propaganda that these kids are being fed. And I got caught up in all of that, and death to Israel and death to the Jews. So I take out my camera and I start filming all of this as the only person being there pro-Israel. There's a lot of other media, but that of course is Arab media broadcasting about this in their way, all their lies. And I'm standing there like the only one being pro-Israel, and of course I didn't say that. They would have lynched me immediately. But I shared that on my page and I said, world, wake up. Look what's coming at the Jewish people. This is what they face today. The hate and the propaganda. And I had people coming from all over the world saying, oh my God, we didn't see that in the news. Is this really going on? Is this what the Jewish people are facing? And I said, yes, it is. But the media is so biased against Israel, this doesn't make it. You know what? If there's anything in the news, it's because Israel is the bad guy. If you see something about, Israel went into Gaza or Israel was retaliating, why was that? Because rockets were flying from Gaza, but that's not a good story. So, yeah.
Well, what do you think about, I know this is weird because you're European, but I want to get your idea of the United States and their relationship with Israel, because it was very strong for a long period of time. It seems to be a bit weakened by President Obama and Secretary of State John Kerry. I want to get your thoughts. Should Israel try to break away from that friendship or continue to try to be friends with the United States and its government?
Let me just be very clear. I do not like the president of America, and I do not like his number 2 guy. These guys are not true friends of Israel, because if you are a friend of Israel, you would not tell Israel what to do. They are doing that all the time. I went to John Kerry's hotel when he was here last year, and he brought, how many people did he bring? 200 or 300 people he put in hotels just to stay here, to pressure Bibi, give up land, release terrorists. What kind of friend is that? Seriously. I know that the Israeli government would like to say, America is our friend, because you need some kind of friend. But truly they are not. How can you be a friend when as long as Obama thinks he can tell Israel what to do, he's calling himself a friend. But he never was. I'm sorry, he wasn't.
And that's something people should think about when their thoughts about the president, thoughts about the government. If they're Jewish or they care about Israel, they should think about that side as well. Again, this is a Prophecy on Israel National Radio, Root Sheva, and the show is syndicated as Messiah Hour on YouTube. Go to YouTube, type in Messiah Hour with Ari Louis, subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's free to do so, and you can email me, messiahhour@gmail.com. Jane, I've got to know, you leave Denmark, you sell all your possessions, you come to Israel. What do your families and friends in Denmark think about that?
Are you crazy?
Right.
Actually, that's actually the case for some of them. I have good people and family who says, you know what, we can see this is your heart, this is what you think you're meant to do, go. And there are other people saying, why are you crazy? Why don't you just stay in Denmark? And you know what, I actually said the other day, there's something called living in the box. The normal life, you meet your husband, you get kids, you get an education, you got a dog and a Volvo, and you get a job, and you're a soccer mom, and you live in that box, and that's fine. I'm moving outside of that. I didn't get that family on all of these things for several reasons. And I just feel like, okay, God can use me in a different way. People don't know how to handle that, Ari. Some people are like, that's too weird, that's too different, and if something is too weird or too different, you became negative. So I actually do meet a lot of people saying, what are you doing? Why don't you just stay in Denmark and get a job? But I was not born to live after what other people are saying. I believe in God of Israel, and I really felt that He called me to come here and be here. And the truth is, I feel I cannot breathe if I'm not here. This has become my home. This is where I'm supposed to be. I love the Jewish people. You guys are stubborn like crazy. You drive like crazy in the traffic. But when you cut in line and you're rude and everything, but you guys live under a pressure that nobody in the world understands. And that's one of the things that I'm really, really trying to get across. And I can only get that if I live here and be part of you and be amongst you. Because the whole world, we were just talking about Obama, everybody wants to tell you what to do. Everybody thinks they have the right to sit in Brazil or Norway and tell you what to do. Shut up already. You know what? And let Israel do their own thing. And I'm really trying to tell people and say, you know what? Unless you have tried to live in Israel, you don't know what it's like to live in this pressure, in this tension all the time. You never know when the next rocket is going to fly from Gaza. You never know when the next bus is going to blow up. I mean, the IDF is doing an amazing job. They are catching people who wants to do terrorism here every single day. So the Jewish people are living in, I used to say, living in Israel is like living in a different world.
That's
you try to have as much a normal everyday life like the rest of the world, but it will never be like in the rest of the world. And people don't know that unless they come here and they experience for themselves. And that's kind of what I'm trying to tell people in Denmark. Because I have people saying, why don't you just have your page in Denmark? And I was like, I cannot do the things I'm doing unless I'm here. I cannot talk to you today. Oh, well, we're on Skype, so of course we could. But I meet Jewish people every day. I take their hands, I look into their eyes, and I said, you know what? I love you. I love you. I love you and your nation and your people. I'm part of you here. I'm rooted here now. And I can only do that being here. So who cares what people are thinking? If they don't agree, so what? I know I'm supposed to be here, and I will be here, you know.
Oh, for sure. Yes, it sounds like you're very determined. Again, this is a Prophecy on Israel National Radio, and you can look at the show on YouTube under Messiah Hour. Type in Messiah Hour with Ari Louis. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can email me at messiahhour@gmail.com. And Jane, tell us about some projects you have going forward. Let's start with this. Are you planning on going back to the Temple Mount?
Oh, of course I am. The thing is, I don't know who's listening to this program, so I got to be a bit careful about what I'm saying. The thing is, I was actually being interviewed on a radio show, and I had to take the bus, Eric, going there. And I'm sitting texting on my phone, looking up. All of a sudden, there's a guy standing on the bus, just taking my pictures. Not with a phone, but with a normal camera. And he was making sure I saw he was taking my pictures, and he was staring at me so mad. So when he sees that I'm watching him, he sits down, and I'm like, what? Did he just? And he sits behind a guy, and he moves a little bit so there is a clear vision for me, and he just sits there staring at me. So in one way now I'm being watched, so I have to be a bit careful, but you better believe I'm going back to the Central Mount. Absolutely am I going back, but I'm not going back alone.
Yeah, okay, so that's definitely a smart plan. Now, what about you? How long have you been in Israel, by the way, this time?
Well, I have been going in and out for since 2010 because of my visa situation. I was actually here working as a volunteer, also through a Danish organization, and that was because the first reason why I came here was just to pray. It's so important we pray for this nation, and I was like, I need to get my hands dirty. I need to connect with the Jewish people. So I worked with a Danish organization, and I went to a home here for autistic adults, where I actually worked volunteer, and I had also people there saying, "Why are you here? And why are you coming to Israel?" And it's just a good testimony to say, "I love you and I want to serve you." So since 2010, going in and out, yeah.
And this time, are you planning on never going back to Denmark, or are you going to take a vacation at some point, or are you just here for life?
I really wish I could say I'm here for life, because that's absolutely what I feel in my heart. When I say I'm going home, I'm speaking about Israel. If I speak about Denmark, I'm going to go visit. I don't see Denmark as my home anymore. And the thing is that my visa I'm on a tourist visa, and that was extended. And I was actually permitted because they kind of checked up on me on a high level in the Ministry of Interior, and they actually say, we're extending your visa for 3 months because you're a big voice for Israel. So I'm actually allowed to go find a regular paying job somewhere here in Israel and then stay. So if anybody needs a journalist, hey, I'm your girl.
There you go. Now, also, I want to get the perspective of someone who comes to Israel, they're not Jewish, as far as socially, making friends, being part of the community. I want to know if you feel that's difficult since you're not a Jewish person.
Absolutely not. Absolutely. Of course, I have friends here. I have a lot of Christian friends here, and I absolutely love them. But I did not come here and please understand me right in what I'm saying now, because I'm grateful for them. But I did not come here just to hang around the Christians. I came here to comfort my people. And you would be amazed about the contacts that I'm getting on Israel One Nation from people saying, thank you for being our voice. Are you crazy? But thank you for being our voice. And can we meet you? So I'm meeting more and more Jewish people, because like you, they're like, why are you doing, why did you leave everything? Why are you coming here? So they want to meet me, and that's why I'm here, because I want to friend the Jewish people, and to support them. So I'm getting to know more and more people. So I'm very, very grateful. It's an honor when like I told you before, you're kind of stubborn, you're rough on the outside, but oh my God, the Jewish people, I love them. They are the strongest people in the world. But you have to consider what is coming against you and what you're facing every day. But when they first open up to you and they love you, I think I got friends for life, right?
That's for sure. Now, also, I'm curious, how long ago did you plan on making this move to Israel? Because a lot of people who move to Israel, they take years, they think about it for a long time. I want to get your story. How long did it take you to decide you wanted to come here?
Well, like I told you, I came here with tourist groups going in and out, and on one of the trips we had been in Mala Adumin, and the spokesperson up there was telling about the whole community and everything. And going back in the bus, we were staying in Ariel, Samaria, at their hotel up there. And I was sitting in the bus, and all of a sudden I realized my hands were wet. And I realized I was crying. Tears was just running down my face, and I was like, what's going on? And like I told you, I'm a Christian. I believe in God, and I really felt God spoke to my heart saying, I will bring you back to this nation. And I was like, okay, fine. Whenever that time is, I'm going to go. And with things heating up and everything, and I had some things happening in my life in Denmark. I went through some hard things and some surgeries and stuff. And I was at a point where I was out of a job and I was single, and I just had God really speaking to me saying, you know what, it's time to go to Israel. I was at a crossing point in my life where I just knew this is now, and God has spoken about it, and I had confirmation several times, this is it. And can I tell you, selling all my stuff was the best feeling in the world. When my couch left, I was like, oh, thank God my couch has gone one step closer to Israel. Then all my China left. Oh, one step closer to Israel. But can I say something?
Sure.
Things are heating up. Look what's happening around the world. This world is getting more and more evil with all these ISIS people and all the attacks on around the world. So I really want to speak from my heart and tell the Jewish people, don't delay this. You don't have time. Seriously, get your booties out of whatever nation you're in. Sell your stuff as long as you can bring it, cash in and come home. The world is not the safest place to be for the Jewish people. Where is that? I think it's where God wants you to be, and that's the nation that He created for you. So I really want to stress for the Jewish people: come home and stand with your Jewish brothers in Israel. It's time. Don't be the next victim in Europe. Really, I mean it.
So you feel that Israel is safer, even with, you talked about the intimidation of the Temple Mount, there's terrorism in Israel, but you still feel that Israel's safer than any other place in the world?
Yes, are you kidding me? You got the best army in the world. Seriously. Your guys, the Mossad, the Shin Bet, the police, the IDF, your guys are doing the best work. Do we have terror attacks here? Yes. What did we see last year? With the guys driving in the cars, just killing people, waiting for the rail. We had the horrible massacre in the synagogue with the guys praying morning prayers. I can't say come to Israel and nothing happens, but I can say this is where God wants you to be. This is what He created for you to be. And with everything heating up for Jewish people, the safest place for you to be is home.
All right. Again, my guest this afternoon has been Jane Kiel. Jane, tell everyone about your Facebook group and any other ways they can contact you, because you're doing a tremendous thing to get the truth about Israel out there.
Yeah, if you want to get a hold of me, go on Facebook. I mean, everybody's on Facebook today, right? So, go on Facebook, type in Israel One Nation. That name came because this is not a two-state solution. I honestly, with all my heart, believe the scriptures. This is your nation. So go to Israel One Nation. That's me. You can write on my wall. There's also an inbox if you want to write to me personally. You can do that. I watch it many times every day. So that's the way they connect with me.
All right. And before we let you go, on a lighter note, I know you're a fan of some of the sports teams in Israel. I like sports as well, obviously. So,
yeah.
So tell us a bit about that.
I love sports. I'm Danish. I played football. We call it football in Denmark, soccer, right?
Right.
No, I love sports, and I want to support. You got Beitar. How do you say it? Beitar of Jerusalem.
Yeah, Beitar Yerushalayim. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, I would love to go see them play. And you got the greatest basketball team in Tel Aviv. You made it far. right? So we need to support that also in any way I can support Israel. We need to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, Maccabi Tel Aviv won the European Championship, and in addition to the Israel
Yes,
Championship, yeah, they have some.
they rock.
Yeah, they have some former NBA players, Joe Alexander, number 8 overall pick on the team, and a lot of
I
great.
would love to see them.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. I mean, does that surprise you that even with all the hardship going in Israel with terrorism, that people could still enjoy some normal things like sports? So what does that say to you about the Jewish people?
Oh, no, no. Are you kidding? On the contrary, you would go wacko if you didn't have all these things. Listen, Israel is still a normal country. You still get up, you get your kids to school, kindergarten, you go to work. Israel is still a normal as it can be country. You go to the movies, you go to the hotel, you go to the cinemas, you go watch football. Of course, this is a normal country and you need to do these things. You can't just sit home, be afraid of terrorism. So like I tell people, this is also a normal country and we do normal stuff.
There you go. And that's a key point I think everyone should think about. Again, my guest this afternoon has been Jane Kiel, Jerusalem Jane. And actually, tell us about that before you go. I love that nickname, but where'd you get the idea for that?
That name is coming. I met a guy from America who was here and he has a radio show, in Florida. And I got the chance to drive around in the Judea and Samaria with him for a whole day. So when he came home, he talked to his crew and they said, you know what, we got boots on the ground in Israel. She's in Jerusalem and we want to use her. And one day when I was on the show, they were like, hey, Jerusalem Jane, JJ. So they just kind of nicknamed me that. So kind of catchy, right?
Yeah.
I like it.
It's very catchy indeed. It's Jerusalem Jane. That's what we'll call you before we let you go. Thank you for being on the program. Really appreciate it. Everyone, check out Israel One Nation on Facebook, and you can see the videos that Jerusalem Jane has put up there. Again, this is It Prophecy on Israel National Radio, Root Sheva, and the show is syndicated as Messiah Hour on YouTube. Go to YouTube, type in Messiah Hour with Ari Louis. You can check out different videos we put on there. You can subscribe to the channel. That's free to do so. You can email me at messiahhour@gmail.com. Also, I'm on JApp. Go to j-app.me. You can also download that from Google, and you can check out different shows I put up on there and different shiurim from big rabbis. So, again, j-app.me. And, Jane, again, thank you so much for being on the program. Welcome to Israel. Welcome
Thank you.
to this program as well, and we'll have more from you in the future. Again, thank you so much. Be well.
Thank you, my pleasure. Thank you.
All right, and thank you, everyone, for listening out there, and have a great day. Shalom. This is a Prophecy on IsraelNationalRadio.com.